This is an introduction to Autodesk Inventor for Professional 2013, and we're using this version because it limits the resources, or it doesn't require as many resources as any newer versions. So to start off, once you've clicked on the icon, it'll come up to here. This is the welcome screen. You don't need this, so I'm just simply going to come down to display at startup, uncheck that, click close, and it won't come up ever again. So this is the browser area. This is where you're going to draw eventually, and you basically, to get started, got to open up or start a new drawing. So we're going to go to New. And in here, there's different parts, there's assemblies, there's drawings. We're going to start with a part. And you can see there's standard and there's sheet metal. You want to do a standard part. Okay, and you can also see this is in inches over here. It's in English. If I go to metric, you'll see that across here there will be standard mm for millimeters part. So whichever way you want to draw, you can just kind of keep consistent. Although you can change in the middle of a drawing. So I'm going to go back to English, go to standard, double click it. And basically now I'm into my first part. So again, this is the browser where all the different views and all the different parts of the part are going to be created. This is my main working window, the different tabs with the different ribbons that come up. So to start off with, I'm just going to go right away to the view, and I'm going to go to user interface. People have a habit of accidentally going, oops, I closed off the model tree. Now how do I get it back? So we can just go to the user interface under view and go, oh, there's the browser back. Right? You can see the view cube disappears. You can see the status bar at the bottom disappears. So, just know that you can come here to get stuff back. Okay? A good thing to do right away is save. So I'm just going to go back to 3D model. Okay? And actually, before I actually start my model, I'm going to go up to here. There's different ways to save. From here, I can go to save, right? And I'm just going to save this under inventor, and I'm going to call this one, you can see I've already got some stuff created. So I'm just going to call this Sumo Wheel 2, let's call it. Okay, and I'm going to hit save. And again, if you don't know how it works here, I can go find my different directories. I'm at home, not on a school computer, otherwise I'd have an L drive here. So you can see my structure. It goes under my name, documents, school, inventor, so I know where stuff is. Okay, so I've created my part called Sumo Wheel 2. I hit save, and now at least I have a default spot to save it at. So now, to start off, I go create sketch. And you can see in the window here now, my planes come up, and I have different planes here. And if I click on this, you can see there's a X, Y, X or Y, Z, X, and you can see as I click on them, they change, right? So you got to figure out where you want to draw from. I look at this one as the top view. I look at this as the front view. I look at this as the side view. So this is a wheel. So I'm going to go for a top or a XY plane. So I'll click on that, and you can see how now it goes into my 2D sketching mode, and all the ribbons and things across the top have changed. So I'm going to draw a wheel. It's going to start with a circle. So we click on circle, and you can see as I go along, if I just click here once, you can see then it starts to draw. Okay, and I'm going to right mouse click, and I'm going to go cancel just to get rid of that. So you can see the origin lights up is, whoops, when I hit circle, you can see that the origin lights up, okay, as a green dot, and when I click on it and then I draw out, if I stay on the x-axis, you can see I can actually probably get to like set dimensions, so there's 1.5, but I'm just going to go up on an angle, something weird. So I'll click here, and there's my first thing drawn. Now what I want to do is I want a dimension right away, so I know the dimension of it. So I'm going to click on dimension, and I'm going to click on the part, and you can see it goes from green to white, and there's my dimension, and I'm going to click somewhere, and I'm just going to go and put in I want it 1.5. Okay, and out it goes, and it goes bigger than my screen, so now I'm going to have to scroll with my scroll button out to see it. If all of a sudden it gets really small, or I end up in the wrong spot, I can kind of zoom in. Oops, it's gone. I can hold the center button down, and I can bring it to the center. The other thing I can do is if I actually lose it, it's like, uh-oh, where'd it go? If I click front, it just brings it back right away. Okay, so just know, there's the pan, right? You can pan it over, but I just like using the scroll button for it. So, click on home, puts me in kind of, the 3D space, which I don't like, so I'll click on front. So you kind of get the idea, right? So there's my first part drawn. It's just the basis of a wheel, and I'm going to click on finish sketch. Okay, so there it is, and now I want to extrude it, okay, or make it into a 3D object. So very simple, click on extrude, and out it goes. You'll have this menu come up, And what we'll do is we'll just quickly go through it. You can use this menu, you can use all this stuff here. I can simply drag the arrow and I can drag it in and out to be bigger, smaller. Okay, I can obviously right here put a dimension, so I'm going to say 2. Okay, and I can click, right, so now it's at 2. I can come up here and I can just say, oh, I really only want it 1. Okay, so there it's 1. The other thing too, here I can switch directions, so depending on the direction you want things to go. This is going to be the back of my wheel. Okay, so I'm going to keep working from the back side, and I'm going to do something called symmetrical. So put it in the center. So anything I do now actually goes, if I grab it, it goes from the center in and out. Okay, and this will come in handy a little later on. Okay, so I'm going to take it as 1 inch, and I'm going to say, yep, I'm good there. I can click on OK, and everything disappears. Okay, now you can see the edges are kind of hard to see. What I like to do is go back to View. I like to go to View Style and Shading with Edges. So I'm going to put the edges on. It's just a little easier to see. Okay, so if I hold the mouse button down, I go like this. If I hold the Shift key down, I go all the way around. Okay, oh, now I'm really lost. I don't know where I am. So I just come up to here and I go home. Okay, and I'm back to normal. Now, that's the first part of it done. I suggest you save. So you come up to, simply because we've saved it already, we just hit save, and your part's saved, you know where it is, you got it for the next tutorial. So this completes tutorial 1 on how to make a wheel for the Sumo bots and an introduction to good old Autodesk Inventor.